Welcome. Today we are going to talk about why quality management systems exist, why 100% perfect quality is impossible, and how this connects to the vehicle recalls we have been seeing in 2025. My goal is to help you understand the realities of manufacturing, the role of standards like ISO 9001, quality management system, and what this means for us as consumers. Why 100% quality doesn't exist. In many manufacturing environments, absolute perfection is not achievable. Every process, no matter how advanced, has natural variation. Machines, materials, and human factors all introduce small differences. In every stage of the manufacturing process, the quality is checked to ensure good quality products are produced. This is why quality management system exists, not to eliminate variation completely, but to control it into the smallest margin of error, monitor it, and ensure that products remain safe and reliable. Understanding this helps us make sense of why recalls happen and why they are a normal part of responsible manufacturing. Robust systems are in place to identify every part produced and link it to a specific vehicle. This identification may take the form of a serial number, a batch number, or any other unique marker that ensures full traceability throughout the entire manufacturing ecosystem. The role of ISO 9001. ISO 9001 is an international standard that guides how organizations should manage quality. It provides a structured framework for consistent documentation and continuous improvement. It also helps companies decide what level of variation is acceptable before a product can be released. In other words, ISO 9001 does not promise perfection. It ensures discipline, traceability, and accountability. And the role of quality management systems ensures consistent delivery of high quality products and services, enhance customer satisfaction and trust, improve operational efficiency, and reduce waste, support compliance with legal, regulatory, and industrial standards. And it also creates a culture of continuous improvement and accountability. Let me bring this closer to home with a simple example. I love peanut butter, and over the years, I have noticed that each jar is slightly different. Sometimes the viscosity is higher, making the peanut butter thicker. Other times is lower, making it looser. These differences don't mean the product is unsafe. They simply fall within the acceptable margin of error. If the product was unsafe, it will not end up on the shelves. Because I've worked in manufacturing, I understand these variations. I've been tempted so many times to call the brand, but I know those differences are normal and expected. So this example helps us understand that variation exists everywhere, even in products we use daily. The same principles apply to cars. The quality of raw materials can vary. Manufacturing processes can experience small control changes. These variations can influence the final part or component, and the vehicle in which the part is installed. Manufacturers use strict systems to decide whether a part is still safe and acceptable for sale. But even with these controls, some issues only appear once vehicles are on the road and exposed to real-world conditions. In 2025, we have seen many vehicles recalls due to airbags, ABS fuses, and other components. This does not always mean negligence. Often, it is a responsible response to new information. A part may have passed initial quality checks but later shows problems when used by thousands of drivers in different environments. When that happens, manufacturers issue recalls protecting consumers. Recalls are not a sign of failure. They are the sign of accountability. The quality management system plays a role in identifying shortcomings within the whole ecosystem. Therefore, product traceability is vital for consumer protection. While responsible parties must do more than issue a public announcement. A statement acknowledges the issue, but action heals it. Ethical leadership requires measurable steps that honor those affected and rebuild trust through integrity, not rhetoric. The vehicle identification number VIN exists for a reason. If you are unsure what the VIN does, please refer to the video titled How to Ensure Your Second-Hand Vehicle is Legal and Roadworthy. A VIN carries extensive information about a vehicle. It makes it possible to trace faulty parts, identify previous owners, and verify the vehicle's history. Whether a vehicle is brand new or second-hand, even if it is 10 or 20 years old, it should not be difficult to locate the current owner. A well-designed quality management system makes this entirely achievable. For this reason, it is both imperative and fair that the automotive industry does more than simply announce a recall. The licensing department already holds VIN data for every registered vehicle. With proper collaboration between the OEMs, dealerships, and licensing authorities, owners can be identified and contacted directly. This ensures a far higher level of compliance and safety. It is unreasonable to place the full burden on car owners. Manufacturers produced the vehicles, often with defects that consumers were unaware of at the time of purchase. Therefore, it is only fair and ethically responsible for OEMs to take full accountability and ensure that every affected owner is reached, not just those who happen to see a public announcement. What consumers should understand. As consumers, it is important to understand that variation is normal. Perfection is not possible. What matters is how companies manage that variation. Quality systems exist to protect us, ensure safety, and drive continuous improvement. Recalls are part of that process. They show that the company is monitoring performance and taking corrective action when needed. That is why a PDCA cycle ensures continuous improvement. It is a simple cycle with impactful results. PDCA stands for the following: P for plan, define objectives, processes, and resources needed to deliver quality. D for do, implement processes and deliver services and products. C for check, monitor performance, audit processes, and evaluate results. A for act, improve processes based on findings, feedback, and new insights. Therefore, the process is continuous, a cycle that demands ongoing reflection and evaluation. Your safety first. Why you must respond to recall calls. It is for your own safety. Recalls often addresses defects or risk. For example, faulty airbags, brakes issues, ABS fuels that are malfunctioning. Ignoring them can endanger lives. Another reason is for legal compliance. Some recalls are mandatory by law. Non-adherence can lead to fines or liability. The most important reason, for your financial protection. Following up on recalls prevents costly damage and preserves resale value. The fourth reason is warrant validity. The OEMs may void warranties if owners ignore required services or recall actions. Trust and responsibility. The last reason. Owners show accountability by keeping vehicles safe for themselves and others. So, the next time you hear about a recall, remember it is not always a disaster. It's often a sign that the quality system is working. Manufacturing is complex. Variation is real, and quality management system including ISO 9001 exists to make sure that even with these challenges, products remain safe, reliable, and continuously improving. This concludes our lesson. Words of encouragement. Education carries power when we honor it through action. Seek understanding, apply what you learn, and let informed choices guide your growth and character. Be safe on the road, be a responsible driver, avoid road traffic accident. Goodbye.